Chapter is a Hello, welcome to Walk in the Park. My name is Tony Ingraham, and this is the first show of the year 2019. We're on January 2nd, episode 211. We have a lot of episodes, so you can go back for several years, I think back to 2012 when I started this weekly series in Ithaca, New York, and Channel 13. You can go online and watch all those shows at walkinthepark.tv. That's a website, walkinthepark.tv. And scroll down. You can use, you can search, go through the searches, and you go through, look at dates and times, and see there's things that are interesting to you. Mostly stuff around the region, in the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York, but also some venturing around the country in various exotic places. This is a public access television series, Channel 13, Ithaca, New York, and are being recorded in our Pegasus Community Media Center. And if you want to see more about Pegasus, you can go to our website at pegasus.webstarts.com. See about all the different series we have that are produced by local producers. We're not paid. We do this for the love of it. And you can do it too. You can look at the schedule of trainings up on the top there. You might see it says training. You can go on the website there and click that. And it'll tell you when the next training is where you can come and get certified to be a producer of public access television in Ithaca, New York. So a lot of people have been doing this for many, many years, and it's a great community resource, and it's all free if you live in the city of Ithaca, in the town of Ithaca, and other communities that get Channel 13 from Ithaca. If you're not in the town of Ithaca, in the city of Ithaca, for a small fee, you can also, I understand you can be a producer. You get certified, get to rent equipment, and not rent equipment, borrow equipment, I should say. Take it out in the field if you get certified for what they call a portable equipment. And also we have a couple of studios here, and I'm in what's called the mini studio. So this being the very beginning of January, we're going to do something, go see something that happened yesterday, January 1st, New Year's Day. Happy New Year, by the way. And it's called the First Day Hike, and this is a tradition that's been going on for a number of years now in parks in New York and across the country. So a major hike to celebrate the new year at a park, and it's quite a few parks across New York. And Taughannock Falls, I think it's been doing it for 2012, since 2012, 2011, something like that. Let's see where Taughannock is if you're not looking at this from the Finger Lakes area. Say you're out in Colorado or Nepal or someplace like that, looking at this online. At the south end of Cayuga Lake is, of course, the city of Ithaca, and that's just about where I am right now. And then that label that says Taughannock, you go up the lake, and you will, it's about 7 miles north of Ithaca on the west side of the lake. And there you go, zooming into the park. And this park is the Gorge. Taughannock Falls is at the bottom center there. You can see that grayish snake that goes down at the bottom there. That's right where the waterfall is. And sort of it's a linear park going around the gorge and the surrounding lands as well. And then it all ends up in Cayuga Lake in that point of land sticking out into the lake, which is the top of the picture. So so let's look at it, what it typically looks like in the wintertime in this aerial photograph by a friend of mine named Bill Hecht. This is not what it is now because we've had thaws, but it has been recently. We had some snow, and it will continue to be snowy. So there's Taughannock Point sticking out into the lake, and you notice where the gorge is coming from the left, and then just where it joins the lake, and you can see maybe the highway going through there, New York State Route 89, and goes up the west side of Cayuga Lake, all the way from Ithaca all the way up to Seneca Falls and beyond. Well, there's where the gorge ends, there's kind of a little bit open area just to the left of the road. That's where we're going to start off our walk to Taughannock Falls with hundreds of other people. So I was there yesterday with my video camera borrowed from Pegasus. Pegasus, by the way, Pegasus stands for Public Educational Government Access System. So we have 3 channels, one of which is the public access, which is what I do, and then there's an educational channel and a government channel. And lots going on those. But let's go to Taughannock Falls, and this is actually what it looked like yesterday. Really good water on it. But we're going to go down to the point there. I've got this little video I put together, tell you what's going on. So let's go there. We'll bring it right up. It'll take just a second to Bring up that video. Coming right up. Okay, I'm standing here with Josh Teeter, who is the environmental educator for the Finger Lake State Parks. And what's going on here, Josh?
Today's our first day hike, so we're encouraging people to come out on January 1st and start the new year off doing something that's good for their bodies and good for their minds as well, getting out on the trails.
Well, I see there's some refreshments and some, there's what, the Trumansburg something or other here. What is that?
Conservatory of Fine Arts.
All right.
Yep. So they're our local neighbors, so they came down and they've been playing a little music and handing out free hot chocolate. The state sent down some granola bars a little while ago, so we've got granola bars to keep people fed and happy. We also have nice fleece headbands we're handing out until they're gone. And we've got the New York State Outdoor Education Association over here, raffling off some items to hopefully send some kids to environmental education camp this summer.
Wow, I used to be a member of that organization for many years, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I'm a member.
Yeah, I know you are. So what's the plan today?
So the plan is to start roughly around 1 o'clock and for everybody to walk down to the falls. And we're handing out the raffle tickets to help count folks that come here, but also kind of capture their image down at the falls in a group. Otherwise, it's really hard to get everybody into a group picture if you've got maybe 1,000 people down there.
Wow, 1,000 people.
So yeah, we could have up to 1,000. Last year we had over 800 and probably closer to 1,000. So we weren't sure what the turnout was going to be, but people love to see the photo with everybody in it down by the falls.
Yeah, I've seen some of those photos. They're incredible. Man, there's never been so many people up.
Yeah, it's grown a little bit. 2012, the first year I offered this, I had six people show up, including myself. And then it was 60, 273, 605, 695, and then I think 837 last year.
Oh, wow, wow. So exponential growth looks like here.
Yeah, and it's become a tradition for a lot of folks. And I've been talking to people, I've been here since about 9 o'clock this morning. People have come to the hike and they know it's growing, so they actually got out here early because they didn't want to hike with the crowds. But they said it's part of their New Year's tradition now. So
Happy New Year. We're going to we'll watch you take off here, and then you're all going to gather up at the Overlook, and we'll be looking for you up there as well.
You'll be at the Overlook.
Yes, I'll be at the Overlook.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you're going to be gathered at the end of the trail.
Yeah.
You're going to be gathered at the end of the trail, and then I'll be up at the Overlook. So
yeah, that'll be great.
Maybe I can wave at you, or you can wave at me, or something like that. We'll see what happens.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Josh.
All right. That's why we're here today. We're here to give away hot chocolate and talk about the Treman Conservatory of Fine Arts.
So, tell me a little bit about the Trumansburg Conservatory of Fine Arts. I can't even talk.
Well, I'll tell you all about the Trumansburg Conservatory of Fine Arts.
That's what I was trying to say.
All right, that's great. Now, the conservatory is an educational and performance venue where we provide arts education, fine arts, music education, as well as a fantastic dance program.
Wow.
So we're here today talking about 2 performances that we have coming up this month, as well as just generally getting the word out for folks who might not have heard about the conservatory.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So
good venue to do this. You get a lot of people coming down.
It's fantastic, and we're really happy that it's not raining. Everybody's here and going to have a great time, and we're hoping to do this many, many more times.
How can people find out more about this?
They can go to tbergconservatory.org. That's T-B-U-R-G, conservatory.org. Find out all about our programs, upcoming events, as well as educational opportunities. We'd love to have you come and visit us out in Trumansburg, New York.
Thank you all for showing up. We'll get started in just a couple minutes and I'll get back on the microphone. Or if you want to walk slow, you can walk slow right now. And we'll wait for you.
Hey Josh, get the 10 out.
Yeah, I'm shooting right now. Hey, everybody. Well, if you say, hi, Tony, everybody yells, hi, Tony, maybe I can pick it up on the audio, too.
On the count of three, Josh, we're going to yell, hi, Tony. One, two, three. If you did it.
I think so. Yeah, I got a little bit up, came up. Yeah, we can hear it. I can boost the audio when I put it in the editor. Yeah, that was great. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
What's funny is, probably night. We got about 1,000 pictures of that.
Okay, so that was a lot of fun yesterday. And you got the perspective that I was able to give through my camera, but now we're going to look at a couple of still images that were taken by the fellow who was on the radio. His name is Andy Chenard. He's the safety in charge of safety for the Finger Lakes State Parks region. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the shots he took. Of course, beginning of the trail, people gathering, we saw that. But now here we're going to go up at the end of the trail, crossing the bridge over all the fast water that's coming down Taughannock Creek from the falls. People coming up the trail. Now we've crossed the bridge, and then we'll go look back the other way, looking down the. Well, no, actually, this is looking back the same way, just a little farther along, and looking back, you can see the big cliffs along the north side of the gorge, and all those people filing in. I don't know if we beat the record this year, but it certainly was a nice crowd. A lot of people went up earlier because they maybe didn't want to be with as many people and so forth. But yeah, people came up all morning. It was pretty amazing. So, and in the early afternoon, and they're starting to file up towards the falls. They didn't gather up at the end of the observation area there, as a big group anyway, to gather because the spray, the mist from the falls was so intense that you would have gotten soaking wet to stand there for any length of time. So here they are gathering up, and then this is Josh Teeter, whom I interviewed, who is now talking to folks. And yeah, and that's in that time is when they waved at me. So yeah, that was fun. Okay, we didn't really hear them on the audio here. I could hear them when I was at the overlook, hear them yelling "Hi, Tony." And I thought afterwards, why did I say "Hi, Tony"? I should have said "Happy New Year." If they all yelled "Happy New Year," still wouldn't probably heard much. But well, I wasn't the only person there that was with a video camera. WENY, this young lady from WENY, showed up with the camera, and she made a little clip that they put on WENY in Elmira yesterday, later in the day. So let's take a look at that clip that they put together, that she took and they put together. Coming right up here. bring that right up in a second.
Our WENY News.
All right, staying on the new year, a lot of people have resolutions, maybe start working out, trying to live a healthier lifestyle.
WENY's Christina Episcopo made it out to one of our local New York State parks to find out how they helped promote healthier living this year. Christina?
Nick and Renata, today I had the opportunity to be a part of a record-breaking crowd that made their way out to the Taughannock Falls State Park. At 1 p.m. this afternoon, groups from all over gathered and set off on their mile-long hike to kick off the new year.
We wanted to just take a leisurely walk amongst ourselves, but little did we know that it's going to be the largest gathering of first-day walkers, or first-day hikers in the history of New York State. So here we are, having a great time enjoying.
In 2011, only 6 people attended this hike. This year, over 1,000 people have made it out from all over to see the largest waterfall in New York State and start their new year off on the right foot.
It really shows me that New Yorkers love their parks and that the investment that Governor Cuomo has made in our facilities is really paying off, and people are getting out, they're active, they're becoming healthy.
Hiking in these parks is not only a healthy activity, but it is also an opportunity to learn more about the parks and what is located within them. Park officials are always willing to stop and talk about the parks, but there is also plenty of signage along the trails to keep you educated.
I kind of like to stop and see all the different things and stopping at the signs and learning about, what is planted here, what is growing here, and also the water.
There are parks located all over New York State that are vastly different from the next, offering dozens of new experiences.
Get out and enjoy a park. Whatever one is nearest to you, enjoy it. Come in the summer, go swimming in the lakes and then the gorges, and take advantage of what we have here in New York State.
Taughannock Falls State Park is open year-round for those who might not have had the chance to make it out today. Reporting live in Ithaca, I'm Christina Episcopo, WENY News.
So that was yesterday in WENY in Elmira. But this is Channel 13 in Ithaca, New York on January 2nd. So just to make a couple of comments about the hyperbole that I don't know if it turned out to be the busiest, the most highly attended ones, although maybe you've counted all the people that came throughout the morning, the day, because they did kind of spread themselves out. Maybe it was. And, it's going on all over the state. Who knows? But that doesn't really matter. Taughannock Falls is maybe not the largest waterfall in New York State. I think you might agree that this one is. It's of course, that's Niagara Falls, and there are some pretty big waterfalls at Letchworth State Park. But Taughannock Falls is one of the tallest waterfalls in New York State, and it's a little bit taller than Niagara Falls. Not a lot taller, but a little bit taller than Niagara Falls. But that's another story about the waterfalls in New York. Maybe I'll do that sometime. So now we're going to go look at a short video that I made. I put together of just little clips of other waterfalls and such and associated sites in the area. So we're going to take a look at, well, it's been a lot of warm weather, mild weather, I should say, alternating with colder weather after we had some really cold weather earlier in the season. So this is a picture here of Lucifer Falls in Upper Robert H. Treman State Park. Well, that's not what Lucifer Falls has looked like this winter yet. It could get this way later this month or in February, where it's just clad with ice. But this was 2 or 3 years ago. So we're gonna take a look at Lucifer Falls. Might have been on the solstice. Yeah, I think it's probably the solstice, or pretty close to it, which was such a warm day a week or so ago, and then some other shots around. Then we'll go to Buttermilk Falls. We'll look at Buttermilk Falls, and we'll also go to Watkins Glen. Shots actually took a different year. But typical of what you'll see in early winter over there. So let's go take a look at that. We'll bring that video right up here. Okay, coming right up, folks. So that last scene was taken from what's called the suspension bridge, which goes over the gorge at Watkins Glen. It's kept open in the winter. The gorge, of course, is closed. It gets way too icy in there and very dangerous. But the rim trails are usually kept open. What's called the North Rim Trail, which is called the Indian Trail, and then the South Rim Trail, which is also confluent with the Finger Lakes Trail in the park and the North Country National Scenic Trail. So you can get some views into the gorge, especially from that bridge, but a couple of overlooks along the North Rim, the Indian Trail. Very neat thing to do, especially when the ice builds up. But don't go down in that gorge. It is treacherous in wintertime. In fact, stay out of all of these gorges, with the possible exception of Taughannock if they have that open. Even sometimes they close Taughannock if the trail tread gets too icy, but it's usually open in the wintertime. And portions of the rim trail, especially the staircases going up on Taughannock, on the rim trails. Actually, I think the South Rim Trail is closed, and then the staircase going from the lower park to the North Rim Trail at Taughannock Falls is closed, but there's a detour around. You go up through the campground area and you can get to the trail there, and that's also the trail on which the overlook is located. So, well, now we're going to see what a strange fellow has to say about winter and January, and he's going to do a little bit of astronomy with us, a little bit of winter astronomy. So let's take a look at this guy. His name is Ichabod. Let's go look at what Ichabod has to say about winter. Coming right up here.
Folks, this here Big Ichabod again. On the edge with Ichabod. It's January. Summertime. Let's go to the beach. Hey, yeah. Let's go play badminton on the beach and watch all the people almost naked on the beach. Be a lot of fun, you know. Hey, January? Summertime? Well, hey, you take a look at this here globe here. The Earth, you know, you got one of these, don't you? This here, the world is January, the world is turned away. The North Pole is turned away from the sun. I got a bulb over here, light bulb hanging down from the ceiling here. And turned away from the sun. So up here, we're freezing our bippies off up here. But down below the equator, see that line right there? That's the equator. Down below here, it's summertime. Summertime down in Melbourne, Australia. Summertime in Cape Town, South Africa. Summertime in Buenos Aires, down in Argentina. Now we're up here freezing our nipples off up here. Well, you know, funny thing is that, you know, the world's upside down, backwards maybe, huh? You know, as you get up here, you know, it looked like the world goes from west to east. West to east. There's the sun. It goes from west to east. Sun rises in the east, sets in the west. So the world's turning west, east. Right? You get up here and you look down on the world, and it's going this way. It's going counterclockwise, right? Going counterclockwise. Going around. That's the way the world goes. Well, maybe not. You turn it upside down. Them folks down there south of the equator. Well, the world's going from west to the east. World's going from west to the east, but it's going clockwise. It's going the other way. It's going the other way. Well, y'all think we're on top of the world, huh? Well, maybe we ain't. Maybe we're on the bottom. Now, if you go way out in space like that spaceship went way behind the solar system, where's up? Where's down? Where's sideways? Hey, it don't make no difference. So just because we got all these folks up here that control all them folks down there, and we think we're on the top of the world, maybe they're on the top of the world. And we're actually going clockwise, and it's summertime now.
I don't know who that guy is, but he's got some funny perspectives on the world. And it's summertime in the southern hemisphere, so we all know that, but we don't feel that way right now, do we? But it hasn't been too bad a winter. So I just got a little bit more here to, actually I have a lot more to show you, but I can't show you today because we're running down on time. But let's just pop over to Buttermilk Falls State Park, just south of Ithaca, and we'll look at a couple of scenes there. This is looking down from the Rim Trail into the gorge. Rim Trail in Buttermilk Falls State Park is kept open, and you might be able to see on the left center upper part of that trail right there is Pinnacle Rock looking down. And then you can see the trail itself and the steps and so forth. Don't go in there in the wintertime. It's closed. You can get some serious ice. We have had fatalities in places like that. So, and then here's another, actually this scene was in the video. This was a part of the gorge you can see from the Rim Trail. A couple other shots like that. And I'm actually running out of time here, so this is looking into another gorge there, Owl Gorge. But that's all we really have time for, so I want to thank you all for joining me. And, you know, turn off this screen, whatever you're looking at, as soon as you can, go on out and go for a walk in the park, even in the wintertime. I try to do it as often as possible. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. Get to our last credits video here, coming right up. Is a